Okay.
What is up, everybody? This is Mark the Mike, and this is another The Wrestling Babble podcast by Red Cycling Rink. I'm Mark the Mike, and I'm joined by my tag partner, Louis Beans.
What is up? What is up?
So, we got AEW Revolution to review. We have a lot of wrestling to talk about. We have the retirement, the last match of Sting. WWE 2K24 came out this week. Pretty solid so far. I haven't played deep into it, but I just started the showcase mode, and I'm enjoying it. We go more into that, but first we have our wrestling retrospect. I picked Bruno Sammartino. He is the longest reigning WWF champion. I don't think no one ever is going to beat his record because he had a 7 year record. 7 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Imagine that now. People are bitching about Roman now at 4 years.
You will have to bring in a lot more family members. That's all I'm saying.
You know what, man? For not for nothing, Roman's 4 year run has been probably the most entertaining thing that WWE has been producing in quite some time. The whole Bloodline storyline was probably must see TV for quite some time, and people discredit it. I think I wish he ran. I wish he won matches on his own more because I just know Roman's that dominant and he could whoop ass. But I wish it was not always shenanigans. But other than that, I think his title run has been excellent. I think he's been fantastic.
I, on the other hand, wish it was more shenanigans. I
You
wish there would be a congregation of just islanders around the ring every time he fought. And if you got thrown out, they just mauled you.
Every match is a Samoan death match.
Yes, it should be.
Get every
It should
Samoan.
be.
Get the child. Get the children. They get the children. Have
Yep.
all the grandkids.
And if you lose, they should put you in the jungle or something to make you survive.
Like the Predator.
I mean, something like they should give you the trial. You know what? They should call it the trial of Roman Reigns.
The trial.
But it's not the trial like he's on trial. If you lose to him, you have to go through the trials. Otherwise, you don't come back.
So Jay may be the one that's gonna go in the trial right now.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you gotta get
Just
the
saying.
rest of the family. There's rumors that Tama Tonga signed with WWE, so that
But
could be
he's not the
something.
family. He will be a adversary,
He's
wouldn't
like
he?
a second
He's a
cousin.
rival.
He's like a second cousin.
But he would. But aren't they rivals?
Not really.
I don't mean like enemies. I mean like rivals, as in they want to outdo each other.
Probably he's probably like the Scar, maybe. Actually,
Damn, that's
Roman's
messed
the
up.
Scar now, but
Yeah, 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 yeah.
they all scars right now.
I mean, The Rock turned into a scar. Yeah, they all
And then
scars now. Yeah.
Jay is the Simba.
Mm-hmm.
I
This
guess
is true.
Sami Zayn
I
makes him
guess Jimmy
Rafiki.
is actually, when you think about it, Jimmy's actually the scar because Jimmy
Yeah, he
and
betrayed the
then
brother.
Jay. Yeah. So there you
So
go.
I guess Roman's Mufasa's brother, father or something. I don't know.
Something like that. Something like that.
And then you have Sami Zayn that's probably like Rafiki.
Okay. Okay. There you go.
You know, it's funny. I had this conversation with Minion, and I was like, "What?
Mm.
Yago is Paul Heyman, the
Yes.
bird."
Why not?
Oh, shout outs to Paul Heyman. He got announced to go to the WWE Hall of Fame in Philly.
About time.
Congratulations to him. He fucking well deserves it.
Well deserved. Yes, sir.
Yep, yep.
He did.
And perfect place in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Get that ring. Get that ring.
Get that
That's it.
ring. And I think he's gonna get more. I think this won't be his only ring.
Why say that? They're gonna put
I
him in
think
for
he would
somebody
get
else.
one. I have a big feeling that unless they give him like for overall what he did in his career, but I think as a commentator, I think he's worth getting a ring for that too.
They're not gonna do a separate ECW though, right? I don't
No,
think
he
they're
was
gonna
a
do it.
commentator for WWE for quite some time.
Oh yeah.
He was
Oh,
with
you know what?
JR.
You
He
know
just get
what?
on JR skin all the fucking time.
So what era was that?
That was
That like
around
2004,
ECW
2005?
Invasion. So I'll say 2001 or two.
Okay, okay.
And I
Trying
think
to
they,
remember.
yeah,
It's been a while. It's definitely been a while.
but he was good at it. Oh shit, that was loud. All right, we go to our
Mhm.
wrestling retrospect, and I picked Bruno Sammartino. So my first match is This is a steel cage match for the WWF Championship. This is in Madison Square Garden, August 7th, 1970. How you cut off the date?
Well,
It says 1997. Um, I will say it's 19. Motherfucker, they cut off the date. It's in the 70s. Put it that way. Because they don't give me
uh,
the last number of it. They just said 19 and then 7. So they're guessing 1970s. Um, I think it was still called WWF at the time. Um, it's Stan Hansen versus Bruno Sammartino in a steel cage match. This is before the blue gate, so this is also the fence gates and everything like that. Everything was kept in the ring. Um, it was very bloody, very hard hitting, uh, and how physical it gets. Like this is something I'll give credit with Bruno Sammartino, and during this time that he was very very like hard hitting, like very like it reminded me of Japanese watching like New Japan kind of style. Like it was very kind of a strong style, but also very technician. Like he'll use the leg to get leverage. He'll use the arm to get leverage. Um, I think he also had like a kind of a style like similar to like Stu Hart in a way when his submissions and how to get everything. But just the crowd and the interaction and how he used to get the crowd behind him. Think about Rocky. That was his kind of mentality in Madison Square Garden. He was the hero of Madison Square Garden, and this match was really good, really fun, and it made me look want to go through his like world title reign more and seeing his other opponents he had during that time because Stan Hansen's fucking good too. And if you like JBL and his style, Stan Hansen's like the innovator of that during his time.
okay. All right. All right. Uh, the first match I picked was, like I said, I want to go as far back as possible, so I picked Giant.
I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Hold on a second.
Mm.
I said I picked. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you.
We good? I said my first match was Bruno Sammartino versus Giant Baba.
Yeah.
This one, they say it is March 3rd, 1967, and this is in Japan. I mostly picked it because I have not ever seen a young Giant Baba,
Yeah.
and this is Hank Bruno. This is this is when he was young. His shoulders was all the way up. Like this man, he looked like he was fighting bears. You remember that picture? Have you ever seen that picture that I think somebody took for the inspiration for Zangief
Yeah.
for I think it was CVS 2 or something like that,
Yeah. Yeah.
where he looks like a monster, and then you see the Bruno picture, and you're like, good God,
Yeah.
yeah, this is that Bruno. So
Nice.
it was interesting to see the match. It was simple, but you could also see like the fundamentals and stuff of what they still use today.
Yeah.
And then it was interesting because I did not know that his finisher was what the bear hug.
Yes.
Yeah, and he put Giant Baba in a bear hug and made him tap out. I was like, what? That's interesting. So good stuff.
Yes. Nice.
Check that out.
My next match is because I love Macho Man, I wanted to get something. But this is later in Bruno's career. This is for the Intercontinental Championship. This is in Boston Garden. This is January 3rd, 1987. This is the WWF Intercontinental Champion Macho Man Randy Savage versus Bruno Sammartino. This is a little later. This is again beyond his world title reign. He's a lot older. Still moves the same. Still kind of does his technician and everything like that. Macho Man was kind of going teetering on the heel persona. He was like babyface first, and then while he was the champion, his head started going with Miss Elizabeth stuff like that. He started going into that heel direction, and so he's doing a lot of more shady shit to get wins and stuff like that. They have a lot of good chemistry, but I liked the build up that Bruno did. Just starting to cheat. He started like winking his eye. He started going into his face. Started like pulling his nose and shit like that. Going mad old school with the submissions, but it was a fun match, and it actually brought more into his later days because I didn't know how long his career was in WWF because he's a wrestler that is beyond when I started watching in that time. So it's crazy to see him in a lot older. He looks a lot older and stuff like that, but he's still moving the same, still moving kind of the way he did in the early '70s and stuff like that. So it was actually really cool to see. So definitely recommend this match. It was actually quite good. He has big ass hands.
Yeah, I imagine.
They're like like oven mitts.
Mm-hmm. Hit you with the crush. Uh, the second one I picked is Bruno Sammartino versus Hans Schmidt, and I've only like in passing heard of this guy, so that's why I picked it. I want to know exactly what
Yeah,
his style was. This is an older match. This one does not have the dates. It is on the YouTube channel Jack Cam, and the picture looks like old school wrestling.
yeah,
Um, this one is not exactly a long match, but I like it because you get to see, I guess, old school, actual old school heel work,
yeah,
like the bad guys, the way they worked back then.
yeah,
And Hans Schmidt was definitely the bad guy, and it was just it instead of looking like a wrestling match, it looked like Bruno was trying to wrestle him, and Hans Schmidt was trying to mug him. So I kind of like that difference in the style of the two guys.
yeah,
He was literally just trying to choke him out and smash his head against the bottom turnbuckle in the corner, and the ref was just trying his damnness, and then the guy eventually does like it. It's one of those things that you hardly see people do today, where the ref pulls them off and then they spin around and around the ref and run back real quick and then jump back on the guy. Like it's
yeah,
that type of beatdown. You know what I mean?
yes,
And disrespect for the ref. Schmidt actually dumps the ref on his ass. And then when the ref gets mad and comes at him, he goes, "Oh no, 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 no!" And then he starts pointing at Bruno, but Bruno was flat on the floor, so it's really funny. It does not. I believe it's a draw
nice,
because they don't listen to the ref at the end, and they just keep brawling and just brawling and brawling. So that's how it ends.
nice. My final match I think is gonna be the beginning of his record breaking world title reign. So his championship win was in November 17th, 1975. It was against Ivan Koloff. This was for the WWF Championship, Madison Square Garden. His big matches all were in Madison Square Garden. I think his title wins and things like that were mostly in Madison Square Garden. Um, so this was the start of his 7 year title reign. The funny shit is when they do have these rivalries, they always end in the cage match. So the cage match is pretty much what WWE uses the Hell in a Cell match for. Like when you really need to get someone up, the Hell in the Cell is that match. The cage match was that. So they had a series of matches for rematches for the world title, and then they went to the cage and stuff like that. But I picked the one that he won the title because it's just the epic. And again, I doubt that anyone watched it like that. So learn your history. See the record-breaking world champion win his title. He did win with I think he won with the no, he won with a fucking George Animal. He got hit with the chair and everything like that, and it was brought into attention after he won the match. But he did win with the bear hug and won the world title. Very hard hitting match. Again, these guys were freaking meat and potatoes kind of guys, so they're like just heavy hitted, heavy handed. Not a like crazy arsenal of moves, just body slams, just suplexes. It's a lot of holds, a lot of strikes to the face, knees to the face, a lot of things like that more than anything. But they tell the story, the crowd gets really into it, and he wins his first title reign.
Okay,
Second time. This would be his second title reign. My bad.
okay. The last one I picked is it says Boston Garden 8 1879. Bruno Sammartino versus Pat Patterson.
I was gonna pick that one too. That was
And it
another one I
says
looked at.
the title match, I believe, is for the. Hmm, it says in a title lumberjack match.
Yeah.
So this is not. So then, my question is: did WWF have a North American title?
NWA did.
So what does this match call him? I guess I'm assuming maybe one of them is the Intercontinental Champion
Yes.
because that's what the match is for. I do believe Bruno is not the champ and Pat Patterson is the champ. There you go.
So it's
Okay,
probably his IC title.
gotcha, gotcha. And it's a lumberjack match, and this one Bruno has on one side of the ring, and this comes into a factor later on. He has enemies. I believe his main one is Ivan Koloff.
Yes.
But other than that, it is. So, do you know what kind of character Pat Patterson was? Because he very much looked like cowardly, scared of Bruno. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, he
the
was
guy
he was
got
he
his.
was very similar. I'll say like Bobby the Brain Heenan when he's the manager. Think of him as a wrestler, but just more. If you don't keep an eye on him, it'll mess you up more.
So he and whatnot and conniving.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But he was
Okay.
good. He was actually quite good. I've seen some of his older stuff. I think I saw him versus Macho Man
Hmm.
during his title reign as well. I would like that would probably be someone I pick down the road is Pat Patterson because yeah, I know he has like a very similar he has a very similar wrestling style to Ric Flair.
Yes. Yeah. That's almost exactly who you see
Like
in this.
he works a heel kind of wrestling style.
Hmm. But he's very like when you know that the guy is better than you, which I guess that's the consensus on Bruno is that he's the man coming up, right, to take his title.
Yeah.
And usually people like that with Ric Flair, I guess Pat Patterson is just like they kind of do the hands up, do the prayer, don't hit me, act like they're gonna do something and then poke you in the eye type of deal. That
Yeah.
like he wrestles like that in this match. So he doesn't really take advantage of the lumberjacks
Yeah.
because they're not really on his side. But once Bruno ends up on the side with Ivan Koloff, that's when the shady stuff starts to happen.
Yeah.
And eventually Koloff slaps him in the face outside the ring. I mean, not Pat. Bruno punches him, knocks him down, and then maybe like 2 minutes later, Ivan Koloff jumps in the ring, and then it's a DQ.
Yeah.
So nobody wins.
There you go.
Well, or Bruno wins, but no title. So there
Yeah.
you go.
All right. That's our wrestling retrospect. We have a new wrestler in the end of the cast. So we're gonna make the week of wrestling short but sweet. We'll talk about our highlights and things that are detriment to going into the storylines and everything like that, and then going into more of the stuff because I have to kind of remember Raw is far away. Um, but again, I think WWE been killing it with the just the building of the WrestleMania. We starting to see the card kind of slowly unfold. Um, Especially with going into the IC title reign now. Like even like talking about yesterday, but even before that, they started to get Judgment Day in the face of the IC champ and things like that, and then now you're getting more involvements with Gunther and looking for his opponent and stuff like that. So that's actually a really cool thing. Um, I think Dominic died yesterday.
He'll be all right.
He had
You just had to have mommy console him. He'll be all right.
he's ice on his chest.
Mm-hmm.
um, but yeah, it was a good week. Going
You
into
had,
it.
no, Raw, you had mostly grudge matches.
Yes,
You had Sammy and Shinsuke
that was good.
grudge match, good match. Um, there was the good promo between Rhea and Becky, and then Nia got involved. That set up the grudge match for this week. Um, like you said about Gunther and the Judgment Day
Yeah.
period. But you can see it's setting up Dom
Yeah.
because he stepped forward. Um, Not so much anything grudgy about Chelsea Green, but she was kind of actually very funny.
Yeah.
She got dogged
She was
by
entertaining.
Raquel.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh, but then again, we go back to grudge matches, and what do we have? Street fight
Yep.
with the New Day and Imperium, and
Yep.
that was that very physical.
Very physical. New Day
Is there
actually
a
lost their
rule
match.
that when you wear jeans you lose?
Yeah. I guess
Because
so.
it just seems like why did Imperium clearly have on less clothes in the street fight, but they won?
Yeah. They had more to lose.
I guess I guess so.
um. And I'll say Cody and Waller was actually pretty solid.
Yeah, yes, sir. You did also have the tag teams, the women's
Yes.
tag team, because they got to the next place.
Yes. Yes.
And that ended up setting up for this week
Yes.
because Shayna and Zoe beat Candice and Indy.
Yep. So
I just gotta say, after after going through the trouble of putting Indy and Candice on in Australia, you would think they would have a little bit of momentum.
yeah,
That's all I'm saying. A
I
little
could
bit.
agree with that. Yeah.
Like what's going on?
But you can see the character changing a little bit though, because like Candice LeRae was a bit more aggressive in the promo yesterday and things like that. So you see them going in a different direction.
But
Well,
I
Candice
don't.
anyway. Candice gonna
Yeah,
start headbutting
Candice.
people.
I mean, we know who she is.
She could be
She's
very bloody.
literally out here trying to suppress the sets. She is literally the female Ryu from Street Fighter. She is suppressing the Satsui no Hadu because if she doesn't, she will start turning into a monster and hitting people in the head with chairs
Yep.
and diving off the stage and going through glass and all types of like she's people don't know about Candace. I think
So
that's a disservice.
I saw a post. Someone posted like it probably is a fake script, but the script actually made kind of sense in how WrestleMania is gonna be booked. And they actually had, I think, the women's tag. And again, this is not real. Like I'm not sure like whose was it, but it kind of the way they built the card made sense. So they had the women's tag match to be a multi-person tag match. I think it was a four-way. So you had Liv and Raquel Rodriguez teaming again. You had the Way, and they called it the Way, which was Indy and Candice. So if they actually go back into that and have that character of Candice going back into the Way kind of shit, I'm all for that. Cause she was evil, and then I like the fact that she was using that stomp, that the hold the arm back and stomp them in the face kind of thing as a finisher. Because I actually think that actually looked cool. So I would be fine with that. And they had like multiple women match, and I think Piper Nevins and Chelsea Green was in it, Shayna Baszler and Zoe, and then they had the champions at the time.
I mean, that's wishful thinking. It'd be
Yeah,
good to see them have a character change, but
yeah,
the way it looks, even after Monday, it looks like that ain't gonna happen.
yeah. We'll see. We will see.
Um, and then what else was there for the end of the night? Oh, Cody
Um,
going crazy.
yeah, Cody
Yeah,
going crazy, beating up security guards.
which I think again, there's a. Well, I'll just say I agree with how Bully put it on like whatever episode they were talking about Raw.
Yeah,
He did make a point, and I'm just like, it sucks that it's true, but beating up security guards scares no one.
yeah,
And I think that the way they try to use it, him being like, "Oh, I'm gonna, hunt the bloodline and screw your security, and we're gonna beat everybody," it's just like, yeah, but security guards are in wrestling are made to get their asses kicked,
yeah,
so it kind of feels like an empty threat. You know what I mean? And he should have threatened Paul Heyman more personally. And I'm
yeah,
like, you know what? You know what? I feel that. I
yeah.
feel that.
I feel like sometimes, yeah, they get away from that, and when they should just like, yeah, I think he should have beat up Paul Heyman, to be honest,
But he doesn't beat him up, but he could have threatened him with the chair, like right to his face.
or pull his tie. Everyone seems
Yeah,
to do that.
but I'm just saying, like, there's ways you could threaten Paul Heyman without the physicality.
Yeah,
But beating up security guards is just like that doesn't. Nobody cares.
yeah. Everyone, security
Nobody
guards. If I was a security guard, I wouldn't want to work for WWE. I'm like, nah, I'm
cares.
good.
No.
You know, get dropped on my head.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
No, thank you. Had Nia Jax kick me
I
in the
just had
back. Ah, fuck
just
that.
happy Braun Strowman is not around right now because
Right?
being an old boy.
I actually hope that he comes back. I would have liked to see. I actually wanted to see Ricochet and him like really develop as a tag team because I actually was enjoying them.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see. Monday Night Raw. From what you watch, what you give it?
Last week I would give her like an A minus.
Um, I'll go solid. I'll go solid B plus with it. It was a good show though. NXT. We had a
Also,
couple.
before you go,
Yeah,
I have to give a shout out to Jinko Seth,
there you go.
because he had the pants.
Yeah, yes he did. We had NXT. We had Kiana James versus Kenny Jordan. The Good Brothers versus Edis Ornoff and Malik Blade. That was actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
Kiana James and Kalina Jordan was pretty solid too.
They
Yeah,
had I think they ended up having more story for their match too. So
yes, yes they did. Um, we had Dijak and Lucia Korsafo, Luca Korsafo, whatever his name is.
oh yeah, Luca the lawyer.
Yeah.
Yes, that was solid because
Ah,
I've never seen him wrestle,
yeah,
and apparently he's been there for a while.
yeah. He was in the
So
breakout
he's good.
tournament, but I think he got eliminated really fast.
Okay, he's good.
Yeah,
He's good, but Jack is mad. So
yeah. Matt and Gracie came down and attacked Dijak.
hmm
You have Von Wagner versus Lexus King. King attacked Ragnar and hit the stone with the Buddha. Yeah, so we actually got the win with King. Jada Parker versus Gigi Dolan.
oh boy, oh
That's
boy.
enough said. But Jada Parker takes the win. It was
I would
solid.
say I would say it was solid, but this one I gotta give some credit to Gigi because she at least looked better than she has recently. Like it looked
Yeah,
like she's been back in the swing of things, I guess.
yes, they had been she been working that up the NXT next level and stuff like that, and I feel like she kind of lost a step. I feel like she hasn't been on par with what she was in the tag team, and then once she left that tag team, she kind of went downhill. So it's nice seeing her kind of like work her way back and get her back, because at one point she was looked at for a world title kind of thing. So I
hmm
like to see her get back into that rhythm. Because I like Gigi. So, let's see. And then
Yeah.
Charlie Dempsey takes the Headerish Cup from Noran Dar. That was actually a really good match. And
Yes.
poor Noran Dar. He's going to go depressed again. He's going to be sad next. This week, he's going to have missing Headerish Cup wanted signs.
Don't worry. He'll just bring out the fake one.
Right? He's like, I have two. It's a ha. NXT, I'll give a solid A minus.
I agree.
Thought
I think it was
they
pretty
like good
good. I
stuff in
think
the show.
I will give it one good thing because one other thing above was the presentation of Mello,
Yeah.
um, and the way that Tony D ended up getting into the match to set up who will be
Yeah.
the next number one contender. So
Yep.
okay, I appreciate that.
Um, All right. We go to AEW Dynamite. This was Sting's last Dynamite, and we kick off with Paige and Swerve Strickland.
I thought it was pretty damn violent.
Why would you want to be in a match when you have a world title match that weekend? I don't understand.
Tell
But
me about it. But then again, you gotta say the same thing. They keep doing that. Why do Drew and why did Seth? agree to the tag match. This is people. Everybody's
Yeah,
stupid.
like
Everybody's
in my mind is like WWE 2K, so they starting the Samoa Joe match in orange.
yeah. Everybody's a dummy.
They're not 100%.
Nobody is.
Yeah,
Orange Cassidy hasn't been 100% in like a year.
like 2 years.
Almost. Yeah,
since
almost. Yeah.
since winning that international championship, he hasn't been
Yeah.
the same.
You right.
He's like my toe hurts, my thumb hurts, my eyeballs hurt.
I'm tired.
I'm tired. I think he lost on purpose because he was just tired. He's like, just take it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done. Just take it.
Just needed some sleep.
I swear to God though, if he's on Dynamite this week, I'm gonna be like, yo, go take a fucking break.
True.
Yeah, FTR Eddie Kingston versus Blackpool Combat Club. See, this again, exactly what we just said. Every single person went into the pay per view like in orange.
Exactly.
But
Full
why?
on matches too.
See, so this is my issue with the booking with AEW is the fact that when you do shit like this, there's a big chance that you make the pay per view match like oversaturated. So by the time you get to the pay per view match, you really don't care who wins.
I would just say my problem is by the time you get to the pay per view, there's a chance somebody could get hurt.
100% too.
Like that's my thing. The week before, just let them take it easy. Have a promo segment,
Yeah, it's every fucking body.
a
Cause,
squash match.
cause in the next match,
Jesus.
Orange Cassidy versus Nick Wayne,
Mm-hmm.
he's orange as well. Cause he also got attacked by Roger Strong after the match. So he was in red when he had to fight.
True.
Chris
You right.
Statlander versus Sky Blue. Again, both
Yeah.
two people
Like
that was in orange going into the match.
see, but this and this may affect my score of this show. Is just if it feels a little tone deaf.
Yeah,
Everybody is having the match. It's everybody.
yeah. Because then you also have Jericho and Atlantis Jr., which was a
Mhm.
okay match. And then you also had Warlow. Oh no, the Warlow thing was on Collision. Um, and then he had Sting and his last stuff on.
It wasn't too much though. It
Yeah.
was just a mini beatdown.
Yep, yep. But again, he went into the match in yellow.
Mhm.
Every person in this fucking pay per view were in orange or yellow.
And then Claudio had another match on. I
On
see. Yeah, another
on
match
Rampage, I think.
yeah, I see. Jesus Christ.
Like, but then this is where you mix your talent around because seeing that the people that are not on pay per views, you should highlight them and probably promo most of the pay per view people so you don't risk injuries. Like the meat match had injuries,
You
so
right.
that's something. It's just something to think about. But Dynamite, what do you give it?
Give it a C plus.
I'm gonna go the same. I'm gonna go the same. I did like Chris Statlander and Sky Blue. I think in they're picking up their matches. Their matches have been better. The only big thing with that is the fact that you're oversaturating it. They're wrestling like all the time. Like I'll say the last month they probably wrestled almost every week. Probably on
Yeah.
Rampage, on Collision, on Dynamite. Take one of those matches and you probably just switch it with Willow or Statlander and they all fought. And then Hart was been injured, so this was her first match back.
And then all they had to do was put two other girls that they have contracted or have hanging out in the back that
Yeah,
they never use or that just get squashed.
yeah, because you have, and this is the thing, and we always talk about this. This is like a repeating record that we're saying that you have the talent. Yeah, why would we Soho not wrestling? She's doing backstage shit and having a relationship. Paige, Soraya's shit with this chick is hilarious. I don't give a damn if they're wrestling or not.
Why can't she wrestle?
She
I,
catches me, yo. She
I
catches
want
me,
to see her
and
wrestle.
I'm laughing my ass off. Like the shit with the freaking spoon. That
Hmm.
shit had me rolling because it's a Simpsons quote, and I love Simpsons. That shit had me fucking rolling. But it's just like the little things like that. Bring those characters into the ring because yeah, like if people are just doing the backstage segment, they're not really knowing the characters or anything like that. And Saraya, you're not even using her to her potential either. She is that
I'll
character,
just
and
put
you're
it
not
this
using her.
way: they have Queen Aminata should not just have to get
I don't.
one match and then go to and then be relegated to Rampage or something like that. She should be back on Dynamite the next maybe a week later. It was since the last time we saw her, right? Then who else is there? Like there's a few people that's just they rotate out and then they only end up on Rampage or Collision. You know what I mean? So like I think it's off. Fix it. Fix it. Take the time and fix it. Because obviously
Sorry.
there's like Eddie, are you there?
Yeah, but
No, I'm just saying.
yeah,
Like, I'm looking at the matchup on Friday, and I'm like, but these girls haven't been on because I see Trisha Dora, and I'm like,
that
I
match was
guess
good.
she's in ROH,
Yeah.
right? But hear me out. When was the last match that the last competitive match that she had on Dynamite?
I don't even think it was on Dynamite.
But that's what I'm
I
saying.
think it
So
was on Collision.
if they let you wrestle on Collision or Rampage, some point she should circle over to there.
I think they all do. Why Athena's has not been on AEW TV, but you have
You
all
can't.
your ROH champions on on the Dynamite. So it's like that.
That is
That
true.
beats my
That is
mind.
true. No, no, you're right. You're right. You're
Her
right. You're
crew,
right.
they never on any of those TV shows either. And then you also have her. You have
Oh yeah, Billy
yeah,
Starks is just not on regular AEW.
yeah. So you have
Oh,
a vast amount of people, and then you have Thunder Rosa. Yeah, you're building her back up. You have Sarah Deebs. You're building her back up. There's gonna be a time that you're gonna have to start working the talent. Like
why is why is Taya just having a sitcom but not having a match where she's highlighted?
hundred
Because
percent.
you see what happened to her. She ended up being I don't want to say victim, but because the way they do things, you have to be blind, deaf, and dumb to not know who they want to win the match. So obviously, her versus Diana, there was
Yeah,
no chance
yeah,
Taya Valkyrie was going to win. So we get that she's not the one that going for the championship, but you could not have the same four girls and let her have a match with somebody else.
yeah,
I'm just like the rotation is just bad,
yeah,
and then the girls are going to get hurt.
yeah. I agree. I,
Doesn't Anna Jay still have the tape on her shoulder?
yeah,
On
but
like
she's also and you know what? I'll give her credit too. Like for her credit, she's actually been having decent matches. She's been getting
no, no, I'm just saying they're
too.
wearing her down.
Yeah, they need to rotate better. They need to get the other talent going more and stuff like that. Because again, it's getting sad that the fact that they do have the talent and they're not using it to its potential.
Especially not in a flagship show.
And then you also gonna have, like, especially like if you're going to get the likes of Monet, she's gonna want TV time.
And to not fight the same people every week,
Yeah,
I assume.
exactly. It's crazy. And then I understand you building certain people and getting rotations back up, but you also have to get the other girls working and then also highlight them too. Because I felt honestly, I don't know if these girls are having matches unless I see highlights on like later after the match instead of actually promoting it on the show, like to the show, like Dynamite. Oh, this one's gonna fight this one on Rampage, shit like that. There's none of that.
Mm-hmm.
You highlight the main event. You highlight, like, you have Christopher Daniels and Matt Sydal versus Private Party. They got more, they got more promotion than anything that was on Rampage.
True enough. True enough.
So
True enough.
and when they tag team, I like Christopher Daniels, but when are they tag team? So shit like
True
that.
that. True that.
Um. So you went DC, I went C plus as well. We go to Friday Night SmackDown. The rundown of SmackDown is the return of The Rock with his old school shirts and stuff. I actually liked this whole promo segment. I thought it was great.
I just want to point out you can't complain when the man can have what was it like 20 minutes uninterrupted,
Yeah.
just promo.
Yeah, and
It's
it did,
awesome.
it did like some matches got suffered for it, but you know what?
I wasn't
It's the main event.
mad.
Yeah,
Wasn't mad.
fans were. They're like, oh, you brought her back just to have this. I was like, the segment went long.
Go
It
away.
happens.
Go away. You
Yeah.
ain't the rock.
Because after that, you had Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton. Their entrances got cut, but the match was pretty fine. Stratton got the win. Again, you building new characters, you like that. Naomi's gonna take some losses. She's gonna take some wins. So it's a building thing. She knows the deal.
Tiffy time.
Yes. You had Bailey and Dakota Kai versus Kabuki Warriors. I didn't trust her from the start. I
No,
seen
me
you
neither. I
betray
told you.
Tegan Knox.
I they don't match. That's it.
I still say straight up the Tegan Knox thing. It was like, yeah, dude, they should still have her screaming in her her entrance music.
Yeah. True. True.
But I thought it was actually cool, and I'm actually really digging their storyline. I like what they do. You got a appearance of Jay Cargill.
She's like, mm-mm. I don't
She's
know if
like
I want to go here. Y'all crazy.
The Kabuki Warriors got to go on each other's shoulders to get about her height.
Exactly.
They-
They wear a trench coat.
yeah.
Mm.
Braun Breaker streams over Zion Quinn. I forgot that was Zion Quinn, and I was like, oh damn, they killed you.
I mean, he's looking good. He
Yeah.
looks like he could be
Looks like he could take
Roman
a spear.
stand-in. He looks like he could be Roman stand-in.
Could probably put him.
Look
You
at
could
him.
probably put him in the bloodline and get away with it,
No, he's the stunt man.
right?
He's Roman stunt man. Um, I mean, but I see. But here's the thing: I could be upset that they're like, "Oh no, you can give him a chance," but I look at it this way: they're not jobbers, and these are NXT guys that are on SmackDown.
Yep.
So that's a win for them.
Yep. Yep. He
Because
could take a
when's the last
spear.
time you seen him on NXT? And he wasn't in the background. It's
Yeah.
been a while.
Yeah. And he could take a good spear.
Mm.
He's another one. His angel went up in the air.
Yep, that's it.
That's it. It's just gonna be a bunch of angels and the Raptors.
Little tombstone.
Street Fight, Carlito versus Santo Escobar started heavy. It got a lot of interference with LWO and then the other team. I can't say the word right now. And then the return of Rey Mysterio, faking that he's still limping, and then he beats the person with a
He
crutch.
was wailing on those boys to the crutch, man.
They
That's all I
deserved it.
gotta say.
They deserved it. They had
Why
it
they look
coming.
like ice cream, man?
They do look
They
like
look
ice
like
cream.
they're supposed to be sexy ice cream, man.
Probably. They need a truck. Get one of the
Yes, they
mini
do.
trucks.
Oh, yes, they do need a truck.
Or the bike with the bells.
Oh, that's messed up. Yes. Oh,
Good
I thought it
humor
was good.
hat. Get
I
a
thought it
get
was
a
good. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. When are we gonna get the mega group? When is Legato
legato
and
of
LWO?
LWO.
When are they gonna merge? And then all of the Latinos gonna realize, hey, we should stop fighting each other. We should be fighting with each other.
Yeah.
Let's fight towards a goal. Are any of these guys world champion? No. Are any of these guys tag champion? No. Intercontinental?
No.
No.
They got no titles.
US? No.
They got
So they
no
all
gold.
here. I'm just saying. So they all here in WWE beefing with each other, and they ain't got no goal. Priorities are wrong. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
And
Get
then
it
our main
together.
event is Randall. Keith Orton versus Austin Theory. I thought the match was actually really good. That RKO was beautiful. Uh,
He died.
and then Owens on the commentating table had me fucking rolling. So,
Yeah, he was. It was a perfect match. I feel for Friday Night SmackDown. Good to see Randy back.
Mr. Randall. Randall, no
Randall.
RKO's. Um, I go A with SmackDown.
Yeah, I'm tempted to go S because of The Rock. That promo had me dying.
Yeah,
Go smoke your crack.
go smoke your crack.
No, bro, he was insulting the hell out of that crowd.
Yeah.
I love
You
that.
know, I'll go A
I
plus.
love it.
I'll give it a S ranking if they found the way to give more time to Tiffy and Naomi because I thought that match was actually good, but they didn't have a chance to really get into it. But I could always see a rematch happening down the road. But so that would be my little gripe with it because I thought that match was actually pretty interesting.
His
They did a
okay,
good
his
job with Bailey. They did a good job with LWO and Santos crew. So and Rey Mysterio
I
returned.
say my only gripe with the show is the realization that after all this time and all this money, Roman still has the same bad CG Roman.
Yes.
Makes me sad.
Yeah, they ain't changing that. They're like, we spent a lot of money on that already.
You need to spend more. The Rock needs to say, "Give me." The Rock needs one.
Rock needs one with the L,
He needs just a bull man. It's a minotaur.
the Minotaur. His Scorpion King.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Dude, the 90s, the Scorpion King CGI. Oh, God.
Hell yeah.
That would be terrible
Yeah.
with his fake wig.
With his wig, yes.
All right. Yeah, I'll go A plus with SmackDown.
Yeah, I'll go A plus.
I did watch Collision again. A bunch of dudes with red, except for one person fighting that was not on the pay per view card. Everyone else was on the pay per view somehow, some way. So you had Mark Briscoe fights off House of Black. That went crazy because he used the pyro, try to burn Murphy with the pyro. He actually used the pyro controller for it. So he tried to kill him. You had Penta, Brian Keith, and Dante Martin. That match was okay. Dante Martin actually wins, and that's why he was in that meat match. Marshall May in action. That was okay. It was a solid match. It could have been. I think a match it could have had more time, but it was a solid match. You had the Acclaim and Austin Gunn versus Dark Order. You know who won that. I don't even have to tell you that. And then Private Party, Matt Sydal, Christopher Daniels. Private Party wins. And again, you also know that. Then the Rosa had a squash match. It was a new girl, but it's good to just see her getting her rounds back in. And then a bunch of dudes from the pay per view. You had Cage. Yeah, Cage, Kill Switch Strong.
Oh, because he teamed up with
Christian
Christian.
Cage. Yeah, that's
Damn.
his long lost son. That's the one that he has not admit that he was the father. Brian Cage.
Aren't they like the same age?
Christian's a miracle man. No,
Okay.
Christian's
All
older.
right.
Christian at least is second,
No,
almost
I know
50s.
he's older than him, but
He had him. He had him when he was like 14.
okay. All right.
And then you had the best
Gave him
friends.
up for adoption. There you go.
Yeah, yeah. Hook, Daniel Garcia, Trent Beretta, and Orange Cassidy, and they all teamed up. Um, Cage, Kill Switch, and Strong. Oh, there you go. Cage won that match. He didn't win it though, but they won.
I mean, it counts.
Yeah, it
He got a
counts.
W.
Daddy
All
won.
right.
The Papa won.
All right.
Um, Collision, I'll give a C. It was solid. It had things going into it, but again, the same thing I said Dynamite. You had a bunch of people in the pay per view, so Orange Cassidy should be 100% red going into the pay per view because he
Mm-hmm.
had two matches.
Damn. You right.
I have a feeling he had three because I think he wrestled in fucking Rampage. Did he wrestle on Rampage?
I don't know.
Claudio did, so he
Yeah,
should.
that's what I was saying. He
Yeah,
did.
it was Claudio, Riho, and Trisha Dora. That was a good match.
Yes.
Um, that was the only thing that I'll say that was worth watching on Rampage.
Not Lance Archer and the Righteous.
I don't care.
I thought
I'm
the
sorry.
Righteous was all right.
But it was a squash match. You know they were gonna die.
Oh, it was a school. I gotcha.
Yeah, it
I
was a
gotcha.
squash match. It was nothing more than that. But Riho and Trisha Adora was actually really good. I would like to
Okay.
see Trisha Adora more on TV. Like I think she's really talented. I think Riho is one of your top baby faces, and you should have her more on TV. Where's Sheeta?
I don't know.
Where's
I don't.
Abaddon? Eh,
No, she's in ROH.
Nah,
Yep. Like she's like since she came back, that's the only place they've consistently kept her. So, I
okay.
mean, it's good she's wrestling, but
Yeah, I would like to see her on the
yeah,
main TV. ROH, I don't watch. I only watch for Athena. So if she fights Athena, I'll watch that match. But other than that, I'm not watching ROH.
true that. And I think since I followed, congratulations. I think it's 4 years. She said, Abaddon,
Yeah,
4 years wrestling.
yeah. I saw that
4 years.
post. Congrats to her. All right, all right. We have. Wait, this is not it. Um, our pay per view review of AEW Revolution 2024. I was looking at like 2022s, and I'm like, that's not right. I was looking at the roster, and I'm like, that's not right. I haven't seen this chick Hirsch in such a long time. I was like, she's not in the roster. Yes, she hasn't wrestled in a long time. Anyway, AEW Revolution results. Did you watch any of the Zero Hour?
No, no.
I will say the tag match you'll find entertaining. It was Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale versus Sky Blue and Julia Hart. I actually think they could have added that to the. I think they could have added that to the pay per view. I think they could have cut time from the meat match and add that to the pay per view.
Okay.
Let me just get the rest. And then you had the whole team of the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, and they fought Jeff Jarrett's and a bunch of other people.
I can't believe they've been around this long. All right.
Yeah, and you know who won that one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I did read those, so let me get my little list because I did read those. I rated I rated Bang Bang Gang versus Jeff Jarrett's crew a 3. Um, Willow Statlander versus Hart and Sky Blue, I gave it a 3.5. And then we kick off the show with the TNT Championship match. We had Christian Cage versus Daniel Garcia.
That was it was very entertaining. Wasn't the best match I think on
Yeah,
the card, but I would be lying if didn't have a smile on my face for most of that match, just because of how evil Christian was.
and he got humped
And the
in the face.
commentary, it did help because a lot of the inside jokes with Christian and all the stuff he's done.
Yeah,
So I give him a lot of credit for that. I mean, I'm gonna give it a 4.
give it a
I'm
4.
gonna give it a 4. Yeah.
I'm gonna go 3. I just uh, it was a match that I wanted a bit more into it. I thought Daniel Garcia would show more of his technical side and things like that, but then I'm getting to the point that I'm just predicting shenanigans all the time, and it's just like, I just want a good match. But other than that, it is what it is. Christian wins and he retains his title. Second match is the Continental Crown Championship. You have Eddie Kingston versus Daniel Bryan or Bryan
This
Danielson.
was the match of the night. I thought it was excellent. Everything it should have been. Uh, I just love how leading up to it. Also, you could tell that Brian he was really looking forward to the match, and this the amount of evil stuff he was saying he was gonna do,
Yeah,
and then calling him the king of the bums.
yeah,
And then during the match, he was evil as hell during that match. It was so good. It was so good. Here's the thing: I don't think a lot of people pay attention to because why would you? You can hear at the end with the handshake when Eddie holds his hand out and then he gives up and turns around.
yeah,
You can hear Brian say, "I'm just fucking with you."
yeah,
Out loud, and then shakes his head like,
yeah,
"He's so evil.
yeah.
Why? Why? Why?" Good. It was just very good.
Yeah.
Love
We
it. And you know what? 100% that crowd was killing it.
yeah.
Like it's only a matter of time if it stays if Eddie can stay this red hot and not get injured before he's a champ. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
I agree.
So I'm gonna give it a five, like I
Giving
said.
it five.
Yep.
I'm gonna go five with this one too. I think this was one of my favorite matches on the card. This was actually one of the matches I was actually looking forward to as well. Over the card, this was the one I had like circled. Um, they did everything they needed to do. The only thing I would have added was that video that they posted after the match. I would have had that like play during the show just to see the outcome and the respect they both gave each other and stuff like that. It was just a YouTube clip, but I think that should have been shown to the crowd as well. But it was a full respect match, and Daniel Bryan's or Brian Danielson's just reaction afterwards, like he was just very proud. Like I lost, but I love it, and he was very proud of that match and very proud of Eddie Kingston and shit like that. It kind of just told the end of the story of Eddie Kingston getting accepted by them and things like that. And I think that could have just added that extra drama into it and just extra goodbye to that match, that rivalry, and I think that's where I was at with that. Other than that, the match was fantastic. It was a five. You had an eight-way scramble: Hobbs, Cage, Warlow, Hook, Jericho, Dante Martin, and some dude in a mask. I didn't know his name. And Lance Archer.
He had two masks on. What?
He had two masks on. I forgot his name. I didn't know his name.
Something with magic. I think it was like
The mask guy. There we go. He's
no, it wasn't Mystico. No, like
no, it's
Mystic
not
something. It
Mystico.
was like no, I know Mystico's the guy, but
I
I'm
know
just
who
saying.
he is, so I wouldn't know his name, but I didn't know his name.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Why is he in a match for a world title shot?
Hey man, they needed warm bodies.
Right. Yeah, you didn't beat them up more the Dynamite Collision.
Yeah, everybody else is literally on red. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So
You got Warlow winning. I The match was
it was all
okay.
right. I think
It,
the best parts were the parts where the audience participation and it's chant and meet because it was
yeah,
supposed to be a meat match.
yeah. It
I
was
think
quasi meat.
I think the yeah quasi meat. That's pretty.
It was quasi meat.
I
It was
to
like a
be
lamb
honest,
chop. It was like the little meat and then the rest was bone.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It wasn't as good as it could have been, and it wasn't a spectacle like it should have been.
Yeah,
I think that's my critique of the match. It was not bad. It wasn't even boring. It was just you knew what the match was supposed to be,
yeah,
and then what it turned into, it wasn't. It was no way it was gonna be as much of a spectacle as a meat match. You
yeah,
kidding me?
yeah,
So it was kind of a letdown in that respect.
yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a three,
I'll go two
mostly
five.
because Warlow, mostly
Yeah.
because Warlow won.
I go 2-5. I kind of had Warlow winning just because how they've been building him and stuff like that, and I think in this case he had to win this match, and I didn't see no one else winning it. Um, I was not really interested in it, and there were some spots that just like I didn't like the what was it the Taz mission with the walls of Jericho. It just looked funny because he looked like he was trying to hang on and was falling off. But the match did what it had to do for Warlow, so it did that. The International Championship, you have Orange Cassidy in red versus Roger Strong. Strong is the new champ. This match was solid. It was very
It was
solid.
good.
It was a
It was good.
domination, but it was solid.
I mean, but it made sense though.
Man was in red. You
It
can't
made
wrestle
sense.
2 times and then expect to be 100% for this match.
And and he, but then again, he could not because there was another part of the story was that they took out his faction.
Yeah.
So literally, the only thing up until this point that they have done is beat up the best friends and
Where's
slowly
Danhausen?
take them out. Isn't he going back to the Indies?
He's
I mean, not he's not leaving
yeah.
AEW, but the last thing I saw, well, I think he was having a match outside.
Oh, okay. Because I think he's
Because I
injured
think
again.
he just got. Oh, you don't tell me that.
Yeah, I think
Because
he's
remember
injured
he
again.
just
Because
came
the
back.
last video I saw, he had a sling on.
Wow, that wasn't the injury he had before. Remember last injury he broke his leg
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yep.
So damn, another injury. Jesus.
Yeah.
Mm.
I like the match though. I'll give it a solid 4.
I give it a 4, and I give it a little asterisk as to like, finally, the kingdom has done something of note.
Yeah.
So there you go.
They got 3 titles.
There you go.
I forget they had the tag title, but yeah, that's just,
I
that's
mean, it's
on
not
them
the
more
main.
than anything.
Yeah, it's not the main show title, which I was like,
Yeah.
I'm iffy on that one. But
I
like,
yeah, I keep the ROH titles to ROH. Don't have them on. Like I'm fine with them not being on Dynamite because it's oversaturated with titles anyway.
true.
But then
But
again, you
then,
need to Sting and Darby Allen to the champ. So
but we also do need Athena to show up at some point,
yeah,
and
I,
can't keep her separated
they've
for
been keeping her
forever.
separated for this long.
I'm just saying what we want.
We want not to be separated, but she's been over there for the longest time.
Mhm,
You
mhm.
forget that she's in AEW because of it. I get reminded because she posts things of her beating people down, and I love it. It's great. That should be on Dynamite. Her beatdowns I will rate higher than most of the wrestling matches sometimes on Dynamite.
True enough.
Um, Tag match we had Claudio Mox versus FTR. Shoutouts to Claudio Mox with the Road Warriors gimmick with the spikes football pads. I thought it was cool. Match was solid. I go forward with this one too.
This one I go 4.25. I thought it was nice and physical. Like these four guys, they know how to whoop each other's asses. That's
Yeah,
all I gotta say. They know how to whoop ass and be beaten.
yeah,
Um, it's just I'm a little disappointed that FTR didn't win.
yeah. I go to a point that we make a lot when it comes to tag teams. Tag teams should be better and more dominant than people that are not regularly a tag team.
But I was gonna say, but the only thing I give credit to BCC now is like, okay,
They have been tagging a lot though.
they have. No, I'm just saying, like, story wise, and just the foundation of the group
Yeah,
is the fact that they train together.
yeah, that's
So
true.
I don't want to actually like take away from that. It's just that's my only disappointment with the match was that FTR didn't win. Like I was pulling for
Yeah,
them. Those are my guys.
yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, go for it. AEW Women's Championship match. You had Tony Storm, timeless Tony Storm versus Deanna
Right.
Purrazzo.
With a special guest appearance by Tony Storm.
That was actually pretty cool too. I actually, yeah,
She,
honestly, yo, I will
she
say
was
that she
like,
probably got a lot of people too.
yeah, she did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cause
she did.
she
She looked 100% like her until she turned around.
my big my big thing
That's
was the wig, the wig she was using. It was too straight,
all.
and that's what I was like. That's not her. That's Masha May,
I
because
just looked at
yeah,
her thighs and I was like, those aren't Tony's thighs.
yeah, yeah. And then when she did, yeah,
She's
you
no slouch. Mariah
but
May is no slouch,
she
but she
ain't
is not Tony
yeah.
Storm in that department. So
I liked the match. I thought it was solid. I liked the fact that Deanna was going for the arm. She was going for those submissions and things like that. She was working her way through the match. It had shenanigans. I think I had the drama. I had the shenanigans. I had the things that make a sense for it to keep going on because it was like a it was like she got cheated of the win because she did tap and but then she got caught off guard and because the interference and stuff like that. So it was typical like heel work with it, like a very Ric Flair kind of style. And I give it credit. I'll go 4-2-5 with this match.
I would agree, but I would agree just because it was just really good,
Yeah,
and they have very very good chemistry, even though they have not fought in a while, and
yeah,
that's kind of interesting. Just because they've been in different places for so long, but like it's hard to not say that when you look at them go, they're not the best two there.
yeah. I will say this is something in general. When you fight your best friend, you tend to fight harder, and I think that's exactly what we got with this match.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the shit out of each other, and they did a really good job. Again, I look forward to seeing next match and things like that. I think that this is not over because how it ended and how it got screwed and what. not, but to keeping the storyline going and just keeping and having being the only women's match in this big ass sausage fest. They kind of like they kind of got up there. This is probably
Yeah,
my second or no my third favorite match in this of the night. So I give credit.
yeah. I forgot we called this AEW Sausage Fest
Yep,
because
all the
yeah,
sausage.
it's pretty much what it was.
Match 7, Osprey versus Takesha. I actually wrote down how to
Jesus
say his name because I always
Christ.
forget and I always call him Takeshita, but it's Takesha.
Yeah,
So I
Takeshi.
wrote down how to say it.
It was a good.
This was a 5.
This was a. This was 100% like the showcase of modern wrestling done right. Like this is, when they. I understand that people like certain styles,
Yeah,
but you could tell like this is what the modern wrestling style is with the mix of the guys doing extreme power moves,
yeah,
high flying, able to do submission, striking, and all that stuff, but going at a very high, like fast pace and whatnot. And then put that on top of the fact that these guys know each other well enough
yeah,
to do some crazy stuff. That shit where he dropped Will Ospreay
yeah,
upside down on the turn. There were two of those in that show.
yeah.
There's a lot of trust in this
I will
in that
say
show.
this is my only gripe with this match, and this is something that just in general that should be worked more. Is if you're not gonna a sell like on the floor and things like that, sell on the pin. Like get those 2.8, 2.9 countouts and things like pins and things like that,
Well,
and the struggles to get it back up and things like that. I think that should be showcased more when you do shit like this. But other than that, like some of the reversals were fucking sick.
yeah. But I
And
would
yeah,
say to your point, did you see the pin that won the match?
yes, I did.
Did you see Takeshita's arm go right up when he like right at three?
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
yeah,
I'm just saying they was cooking, man.
yeah.
I'm gonna
I
give it a 5. They was
That's something
cooking.
that I think Austin says a lot too. That they don't do the selling after the pin a lot of the
And then
times.
the other thing that I thought that was interesting and part of his character work was Takeshita was after he paid the respect.
Yeah,
Did you see him like crumple and start like hitting the mat and shit? Because
yeah.
I
He's pissed.
like I was like he should have. I feel like he could have won that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He saw too many stars and then he didn't catch that last one. He didn't get that X right in the middle.
Yes.
That
Exactly.
X button didn't hit. You're like, fuck, missed it. He lost the
Damn.
match. It was an amazing match and a good way to start Will Ospreay in AEW. Um, he's gonna have a mean
And then
fucking bruise on that back because that turnbuckle spot was. Oof. That
it was
that blue
disgusting.
thunder bomb, that how he caught that blue
That was
thunder
the
bomb
best.
was fucking
That was the
sick.
best blue on the ball I ever seen.
Yeah,
That was the
and I've
best. I'm
seen
sorry.
some good ones. Sami Zayn does some really good ones,
Sorry.
but damn,
That was the best
that
one
was
I've
like a
ever seen.
helicopter.
He caught him midair.
It reminded me of when
It was
Corbin
crazy.
catches them with that side splash. It reminded me of that just in a
Yeah.
power bomb.
Yeah.
And like the
Yeah.
momentum that he usually gets with that's what it got, and it was sick.
Hmm.
Credit to both guys. Takesha really showcased in this as well. So yeah, it's a 5.
And then they capped the match off by teasing him, Osprey and his buddy, because
Yeah,
they're gonna have a match. Jesus Christ, that's gonna be good too.
yeah. All right. AEW World Championship. Sadly, I'm not rating this one because this is the only one I have not got to watch in full. So it's not fair for me to give it a rating. But I know Joe retains, so
It
it's
was a
all on
solid
you.
match. It was very physical. There's a picture I put that Nyla Rose had put up of Swerve when he did the kick to Joe's face, and it
Yeah,
just turned to mush.
yeah,
Oh, like they were swinging for the fences. I kind of like Mustache Hangman. I'm
yeah,
not gonna lie, I like Mustache Hangman.
yeah,
Um, I like the little bits of character work in the match because there was points where one particular where Swerve could have technically ended the match, but he saw Hangman like still with life in him, and he decided to try to kill him,
yeah,
and it kind of backfired. So I'm gonna give it a 4.5, and I think Joe did his thing. I think Joe did his thing.
yeah.
So it was a good match.
Nice. And then the main event, and this is the farewell match of the man, the icon Sting. This is Sting and Darby Allin, World Tag Team Champions, versus the Young Bucks.
It was like we said off mic. It was chaos, but I think it was chaos in a good way.
Yeah.
Darby is insane.
Yes.
He he needs a chaperone, and since Sting is leaving, I don't know who they gonna find because he be making decisions, man. I don't.
He's gonna call Sting every day. Like, should I do this?
Shit,
No.
yeah, no,
Stop.
don't do it. No, Sting just goes, oh, on the phone.
Yeah.
He just howls.
He's like,
But I get that you couldn't have done it too much tighter, right?
yeah,
But my only real gripe with the match, which was, I'm gonna get a 4.25. I thought it was, like I said, I thought it was good chaos. I thought it was a lot of a car crash in a good way.
yeah,
I thought it had a lot of good nostalgic elements to it with his sons, you
yeah,
know. But I thought it was good because the shitty new characters of the EVPs
yeah.
didn't win.
I'm actually digging what they're doing with these characters. I like the
and I
new. I will just say,
and
and
the new Tron and all that. I liked it. And they wrestled in the little pantsuits, and I'm like, all right, I
my
liked it.
only gripe
With
with
the
their
matching
character
Jordans, okay.
change, my only gripe with their character change is that they still wrestle the same.
Yeah, yeah, mostly, but they still
I
have like
wish
little things they do here and
they
there.
changed their style slightly, like a bit more conservative, because seeing that they're the VPs, they can't get hurt and kind of thing. So do
Mm-hmm.
less of the
Yeah.
flashy stuff and do more of like things that would just take people out, kind of thing.
So what you're saying is they should just bring weapons to the ring.
Yeah, exactly. Why not?
Just pull out pistols. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, just shoot people. That works.
Shoot him with the kneecap. Or shout outs to Harlem Nights. My pinky toe. Just shoot somebody in the foot.
But
No, but it was fun. But somebody's gotta talk to Darby, man.
yeah,
Bro, what you doing?
I will say also they should have gave. So they should have waited a little longer. I don't know how safe, in general, just the visual of it and how safe it was, because this dude moved already and Darby jumped right after. So
That's
I
what I'm
was
saying. It
thinking shit
wasn't
like
too
that.
tight.
Yeah,
It wasn't tight enough for it to look
yeah.
really good. But I can't stand here in good faith and say, well, he should have laid down and waited. It was like, no,
No, I
because
wouldn't say lay down and waited, but I think he should have waited slightly longer just so it didn't look like Darby was like, "Fuck it, let's go."
yeah, because it when they showed the replay of Matt pulling him,
Yeah,
you can see Darby was like way over his head already. He wasn't about to hit him.
yeah, yeah,
He wasn't gonna smash that guy.
yeah.
So,
His
but
back
other
looked,
than that, like,
his back
yeah, it
looked.
looked disgusting. It looked
Um,
disgusting.
Shout out to his Sting sons, because one almost fucking did not make that splash.
He almost flew out the ring, man. He
Yeah,
was
he
going
went
way
too
too hard.
far. Yeah,
Too
but
hard.
I dug the generations of Sting. I dug just seeing him. Sting has always been one of my guys, one of my favorite people in wrestling. He was always my favorite in WCW. That was my guy. Sting was always my guy in WCW. He was like one of the first WCW figures I ever had, which was the San Francisco tour. No, not the San. It's the one before that. They're the rubber guy, the Renson ones. Um, so Sting was always my guy. I like if Warrior, I liked him more than Warrior during that time and things like that because I knew of him and things like that. So I grew up watching Sting and seeing him be able to have his last match in his way of wanting to have his last match, and not how he was treated in WWF, WWE. Like, they gave him the way he wants to go out, and he was able to choose how he went out and how he did it, and he was able to handpick all his appointments. He was able to handpick everything that he wanted to do. So anything you think Tony Khan, oh, book this, no. Sting had a say in who he fought. Sting had a say to stay in the tag team. Sting had a say in everything that he did in AEW. And to his credit and to what Sting said, this was the most fun he ever had.
Mhm.
And that gives you, again, to end your career and just have fun and just enjoy it and things like that. I give a lot of love for it. The match itself, I'll give a 4, but just for Sting saying goodbye, I give it 5.
Yeah, for the presentation and everything, I would give it the moment of five.
Yeah.
The after, I think the before the match of him in the theater, that was awesome.
Yes.
Like I would give that a five
I
alone. That
I
was that's something. That's if you didn't see anything else and just saw that, just him sitting there watching the memories and stuff. That's pretty damn cool,
All
man.
right, so this is my only gripe with it, and I actually read reports on it that AEW didn't even try to get the footage from WCW and NWA and stuff. They didn't even try. Like I think WWF would have given this footage for Sting because there's like they even shot him out on Monday Night Raw. So like I think they should have worked on that package more and get some of his WCW highlights and stuff because all we got was New Japan and we got AEW moments. We didn't even get the TNA stuff.
I wasn't, man.
But
I
I would
wasn't.
say if you're really trying to highlight his career and things like that, I think again working a way to get some of the WCW footage and shit because WCW he was WCW, he was WCW. I'll say he was more WCW than Hogan, but he was WCW. To me, he was WCW. So I would have liked to see him with the WCW title. I would have liked to see some of his classic matches within the montage, but I thought they did a good job with what they had.
Mm,
But yeah, so pay per view overall, what do you give it?
maybe overall, I'll give it a 4.25.
I'll go
Cause
four.
I only had one match that I thought was like, eh.
It'll be a solid B, so like a four. I'll give it a four. Um, it didn't feel long, and that's something I'll give credit to. Like it felt like it moved smoothly. Because sometimes the AEW pay-per-views go too long, and they feel like they're really long. It feels like the old like WrestleMania 8-hour shit, and it feels just long. So this one didn't feel long. I think everything was paced really good. The match card kind of mashed up, and everything kind of gave you enough energy to go into the next thing. So I give credit for that.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go to the podcast we listened to. I did listen to Chris Van Vliet today with John Cena, so definitely check it out. It's like an hour and a half interview. It's actually really good.
Yes, it is.
Um, I shout out him as well. He had. Oh shit, we forgot to mention Sean Spears freaking coming back on NXT.
Oh yeah, that was last week.
The
True enough.
chairman
I forgot that, that was
as
last
Sean
week.
Spears. I was actually very happy to hear that he was actually Sean Spears. So and then the fact that it came with the chair with that scarf hoodie he has, I was all cool with
Hmm.
that. Shout outs to Sean Spears. I actually like Ty Dillinger, Sean Spears. I liked him a lot. So hopefully we get some runs with him. I would like to see him win an NXT championship, any championship, but just NXT championship. I'm happy he's back.
I see. I agree. I agree, and
Yeah.
I hope he can do something with it. I know he's actually moving forward with like the story with Rich Holland and whatnot.
Yes.
So let's see. Let's see.
So that was cool. I forgot. I'm sad. I forgot to. I completely forgot to mention that. So I'm glad I remembered because I just showed a picture of him and I was like, yes, he did come back. Roderick Strong and Disco Inferno was on Chris Van Vliet. They had good conversations. Bobby Roode was also a really good conversation. 2 weeks ago. If you didn't listen to it, just catch up, and that was actually really good. Shout outs to Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. They always have great stuff. They talked about the DX retro figures that came out. They had a whole review on them, so definitely check them out as well. That's all the wrestling stuff I listened to. What did you listen to? Anything else?
No, just last week's Busted Open. Like beginning and it's just like three or four during the week,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it was like the maybe it was the Tuesday show where
yeah,
they reviewed Raw.
yeah.
So
Okay.
good stuff.
All right. And now we go to our wrestling retrospect. It's your pick. So who do you have?
Uh, hmm, okay. Thinking about it, and we haven't done too many like not important side characters, right? So I want to do one of them. I want to give one of them some shine. Um, let's see. Okay, here's one. Here's one. Here's one. this one might be hard because I don't know if we did this.
Okay,
Uh, can we find the matches of Sensational Sherry when she wrestled?
probably.
Do you think that's a realistic thing?
I think so.
Yeah, because I'll pick her.
Sensational, sure, sure.
hmm Just because, again, with the remember, I remember Mr. Fuji conversation we had, and just like, okay, she was a wrestler and a manager, but I really don't remember her wrestling
Let's
matches.
see.
I think I've seen one.
Remember her versus Luna Vachon
Okay, okay, okay.
on WWF TV. Sensation.
If she has didn't have like more than a few, then we could pick somebody else. Because I don't know if she had like a career as a wrestler. You know what I mean?
I think she has a lot, but it was in like Deep South and like I think it was outside the WWE period.
Well, that much I do know. That much I know.
Oh yeah, Rocky Robin. I see. She was more a manager than any. Famous Moon versus Sherry Martel. Sherry Martel. That's where you might have to look
Yeah,
up.
Sherry much. Okay.
Sherry Martel. Yeah, so a bunch of them came out with Sherry Martel.
Okay.
There you go. And then she also fought Medusa. She
Okay.
fought. They have Medusa. Yeah, she got a few. We could. That's something we could find.
Nice.
They're
Nice.
possible. All right, and we wrap this up. This is the Russian Babble Podcast. Thank you for listening. Follow us on all social medias: Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Twitch, and TikTok. All Mark and Mike. Also follow Red Cycle Link on Cycle Link.
Anywhere and everywhere. Red Cyclone 8. That is Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. That is YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, and we got a WordPress.
Yep, yep.
Check it out.
Peace out, laters, and always remember, follow the jinkies.
He's hungry.
Later.